Hi, I'm Sean McNamara from mindpossible.com. I'm a student of consciousness and a spiritual seeker, and I also enjoy introducing other people to their inherent abilities. In late 2018, I discovered that there was a man named Milan Rizel from Czechoslovakia who, in the 1970s, used a team of people to win the lottery several weeks in a row, and they used hypnosis to do so. So I wondered, could we do that today? Could we gather people together, put them in the appropriate clairvoyant state, and see if we could win the lottery? And I thought I'd turn this into a fun event, so I created a remote viewing course. Remote viewing, of course, is that protocol developed in the 1970s, where you use your mind in a particular way using a specific protocol to get information about people, places, or things distant in space and time. And so in November in 2018, we did this at Mayu Sanctuary in Denver, Colorado. Before we gathered as a group, I had to do a lot of preparation because we were doing something called associative remote viewing, in which each potential lotto number had 2 images associated with it, and only one of them will be shown to the viewer the day after the lottery. So in a way, they were looking into the future at the image they would be shown. And one image meant that it was a winning number, and the other one meant that it was a losing number. So this meant that for a lottery with 42 potential winning numbers, as it is in Colorado, I needed 84 images. And I needed them to be different enough from each other so that the viewer didn't get confused when they started receiving psychic information about it. And then after getting all 84 images, I had to find a way to randomize them, to pair them up together, to assign them to one of the lottery numbers, and then to randomize them all over again. So I didn't know which images were in which envelope and to which lottery number they were assigned to. It would all be completely blind to me and to the remote viewers. You're about to see footage from that day where we gathered in one of the meditation rooms at Mayu Sanctuary. I gave a presentation about remote viewing and how it works, and then I gave them an induction to get them into the proper state of mind to view things distant in space and time, particularly the target images associated with each lotto number. I want to warn you though, because toward the end of this video, I'm going to tell you what 3 of the actual winning numbers were and show you how well the remote viewers did at determining whether or not they would be winning numbers. And the reason I'm warning you is because some of you might want to actually do this exercise, and on my online course, we do use the actual winning numbers as targets. So if you think you might want to ever do this exercise, don't watch the end of the video. But if you're open to seeing it, go ahead and keep watching because it's really interesting. So today is about remote viewing, or you could call it clairvoyance, or perceiving things with your mind that are distant in space and time, things that are far away. And of course there's the lotto hook. They're using the lotto as the feedback device. And that's why we have the number of people we have here today, because that's what it takes. What we're going to do at the end of the day is take the information that you write down, your sketches, your adverbs, your adjectives, and we're going to decide which image that I have somewhere, which image your information matches up to. So I get to judge your stuff. And don't be afraid. So if you saw one of the recent videos I sent out when I was doing sports betting in Nevada, we won on that hockey game, and the first thing that came to mind was like an image that was the shape of a wing, and I had this feeling of being up high, and it turned out to be an aircraft in the sky. Sierra was the judge back home in Denver, and I was a remote viewer, what you are today, in Laughlin. So I did my notes, texted them to her, and she matched it up to the image of the airplane. And all she needed was that little wing shape that I drew. When I won the other bet, it was a football bet, the Patriots game. I didn't tell you in the video, but my notes were crap. It was so bad. It was so bad. I don't want to pollute your mind with the imagery that she had set up, the target images. And my notes, when she sent me the feedback image, like this is what I connected your stuff to, I was like, how did you connect this to that? But my junk notes and images, somehow she could connect it more to this image than to the alternate image. And it was enough. So she was an excellent judge. Setting up a request to yourself to go into the future, and then just waiting patiently, quietly, for your deeper self to just walk in that room, to walk into the future, look at the image, which is already there in the future. It's the image I'm going to email you tomorrow. and then come back, and you're going to start having stuff bubble up into your mind. So as long as you can stay like a calm pond. So we're just going to start to relax our body, and as our body relaxes, our mind will relax right along with it. You can start by feeling our eyeballs and our skulls. Feel your eyes resting in the eye sockets. Feel the muscles behind the eyeball, and feel that density there. So now that we're in the state, you're just going to send a request to yourself. So, I want to know the image or the scene that I will perceive tomorrow morning. Once stuff starts to come to you, start making notes. Whenever you need to, you can put the paper back down. Everybody worked really hard that day. In fact, we had to do 2 sessions in order to do a viewing for each lotto number. And that meant that after everyone had turned in their notes that day, my wife Sierra and I had to work really quickly to judge each set of notes to determine which numbers were winners and losers so that people could go out and buy their lotto tickets that night before the closing time.
So,
That's tough.
well.
Because that looks like that.
Or a grand piano. Okay.
Looking at the notes, the first thing that she wrote down in her pre-session impressions was just the color red. And let's turn the page here. I see it says dark purple blob with spikes and a little picture there. And then something that says silver, shiny, like a shoehorn. And she drew something that looks like a shoehorn. And then further down in her text, it says feeling of pain behind left ear from neck into back of my skull. And then seeing red or dark orange. Now let's look at the potential images. The first one is this one of the whirling dervishes. And the second one is of brain surgery for epilepsy. So this is brain surgery. And if you see that piece of metal on the right side, that looks like a shoehorn. And then the rest of it seems to go along with her initial drawing and the words dark purple blob with spikes. So this is great. And this one, we said that number 2 would be drawn. And according to the lotto, it was drawn. So this is another hit. Okay, now we're on number 8, and I see here in the pre-session impressions, she wrote down 2 polka dots, dark, tingling in her midsection. That must have been what she was experiencing. And we look at the image here, I see what looks like a fried egg, and something that looks like it could be the edge of the sun, or, it's hard to tell what that is. And then looking at the words, dark ellipse with circular object inside, shifting shadows, indistinct objects, and then more words, eyeball and sun rays, which is very interesting. And then she has one more image here. Look at this again, not sure what that is. And then the words black and warm. So let's look at the potential images. The first one is of a chicken farm, and I thought that the bright red might stand out in a viewer's imagination. And then the other image is of the solar farm, which looks like a direct hit with the images that she wrote down. And this one was associated with the number 8, that the number 8 is drawn, and the number 8 was a winner. So this is another direct hit. Number 23, I see the word yellow gold with this round shape. An upside down soft triangle shape with something that looks cloudy on top of it. Then I see the words swoopy and flowy. So when we look at the target images, the first one is of Mecca, and the second one was of St. Basil's Cathedral in Russia. And because she used the words swoopy and flowy, and because of the word yellow gold and the roundedness and the upside down triangle, I chose this one, and that says the 23 would be a winning number, and it was one of the selected lotto numbers, so this was another direct hit. Well, as you saw, our team did a great job determining the first 3 of the 6 winning lotto numbers. And you might be curious to find out, did they get the whole jackpot? Did they get all 6 winning numbers? To get that information, I invite you to sign up for the free trial at mindimpossiblecourses.com. When you do that, you'll get to see how well we did on all 42 numbers, determining whether each one was a winner or a loser. But again, I warn you, you might not want to watch it if you're planning on doing the exercises yourself, because there's so many exercises here that you'll get to take a part in, including using the targets we used for the lotto experiment. But you'll also get to learn how to do this for outbounder training, finding where someone is located somewhere in the city, how to use it for sports betting, for investing, and for all sorts of interesting things. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video and discovering how powerful the mind is. Anyone is psychic, anyone can do remote viewing, and you can too.